Good morning or good evening, everybody. This is Casiano Easy Math. Our today's video is mastering how to multiply mixed fractions. So there's a big word right there again. Mastering, the word master. To master how to multiply mixed numbers or mixed fractions, you will also learn how to convert mixed numbers to an improper fraction and vice versa. But before we can multiply mixed numbers or mixed fractions, we have to convert the mixed numbers into an improper fraction. Then we can multiply. And what are mixed fractions? Mixed fractions are also called mixed numbers. It consists of whole number and a proper fraction. And we have here some examples of mixed fractions, multiplication of mixed fractions. If you notice, the third one on the bottom, it has the answer already. So this is intentionally be left out for you guys to solve at the end of this lesson. So if you know this mixed fractions is composed of a whole number and a fractional part, which are called proper fractions, where the numerator is lower than the denominator, or the amount of the numerator is lower or lesser than the denominator, like here 1/3, here 2/3. So 2 is smaller than 3, the same thing over here, and all of this 3/8. That's what we call proper fraction, and the whole number in front of it and the whole thing combined is called mixed fractions or called mixed numbers. We have the number one example to solve, 10½ multiplied by 4 2/3. So before we can proceed multiplying mixed fractions, we have to convert them into improper fractions, where improper fractions is a fraction with the numerator higher than the denominator. So let's do this. So convert these mixed fractions first into an improper fraction. So 10½ and 4 2/3. To convert these mixed fractions or mixed numbers into an improper fraction, all we have to do is copy the denominator, in this case 2, and this 2 right here, multiply that to the whole number, and then add that to the numerator. So let's proceed. So 2 times 10, so that is 2 times 10 plus 1. So we will end up to 2 times 10 is 20, plus 1 is 21. And just copy the denominator. Okay. And the second one, the same thing. Multiply that to 4 and add that to 2. So let's go ahead, copy the denominator, 3. Multiply this 3 times 4 is 12. So 3 times 4. And then plus 2. So copy the denominator. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So now from here, we can start multiplying the mixed fractions. Now after turning it to improper fractions, if you notice, these are called improper fractions because the numerator is higher than the denominator, the same way on here. All right, let's go ahead and multiply. So we go back to our problem. So this is 10 1/2 is 21/2 multiplied by 14/3. Okay. So to make our problem solving easier, we try avoiding multiplying large numbers. So to avoid dealing with multiplying large numbers, all we have to do is investigate this, the contents of numerator and the denominator, and if we can express into factors where we can cancel numbers. Okay, so in here, 2 and 3, 21. 21 is also expressed as 7 times 3. That's over 2 multiplied by, and 14 over here can be expressed also as 7 times 2 divided by 3. Now from here, we can see that we can cancel these numbers over here, 3 over 3 and 2 over 2. So what we have left is 7 times 7. That is 49. So that's the answer. So we have number 2 problem. 5 1/3 times 1 and 7 over 8. First thing first, we have to convert the mixed number or mixed fractions into an improper fraction. So that is 5 1/3 and 1 over 7/8. So once again, what we have to do is copy the denominator and start multiplying these numbers. 3 times 5, 15 plus 1, 16. Second one, copy the denominator, it's 8. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 7 is 15. Okay, so let's go down now and proceed, go out there and proceed multiplying. So 5 1/3 is 16 over 3, multiplied by 1 7 8 is 15 over 8. Okay, and now if we can we multiply some of these numbers over here, numerator and the denominator. If you notice, 16 and 8 is exactly divisible by 8. That's 16. So that's 16 divided by 8 is 2. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. So what we have left, so 5 times 2 is 10. So that's the answer. We have another one right here. 16 and a half times 1 2/3. So once again, we convert this into improper fraction. So 16 1/2 and 1 2/3. Okay, 2 times 16 is 32, plus 1 is 33. And write the same denominator. And 1 2/3 the same way. So 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And we have the same denominator. Now let's go ahead and we can proceed in multiplying these mixed fractions. So 16 1/2 is 33 halves, multiplied by 1 2/3 is 5/3. Now, can we cancel any numbers over there? Numerator and the denominator. If you notice, this 3 and 33, it's actually a multiple of 11. So 33 divided by 3 is 11. Since 3 times 11 is 33, so that's 11. Okay, now we can proceed to multiplying those. 11 times 5 is 55. Copy the denominator. Okay. Now we can still reduce this 55 into its lowest term. This can be an answer already, but still we can, if some ways we can simplify and reduce it to lowest term. How to do that? In simplifying this improper fraction to lowest term, I can have this way. So 55 divided by 2 is equal to, think of a number that you can multiply, you can divide by 2, and or multiply a number by 2, make it a whole number. How many 2's you can get from 55? That's the idea. So in here we can break that down as 50 divided by 2. Since 50 divided by 2 is 25. Now you're just taking away 50 out of 55. Since we're taking away 50 from 55, so we start adding fractional parts. So once again, denominator is 2. The remains of 50 out of 55 is 5. So out of that 5, how many 2's you can get? So you get 2 number 2's, right? And now the remaining, since you get this, this is 4, so 2 and 2 is 4. Okay, so we have another denominator. If you take a look, 50 is just expanding it. 50 plus 4, that that becomes 54, and the remainder out of that 55 minus 54 is 1, and we all have the same denominator. What we have to do now is combine all of these. It's the same as 55 over 2, right? And in here, 50 divided by 2 is 25, plus 4 divided by 2 is 2, and then fractional 1/2, and we can combine that one now. 25 plus 2 is 27, and combine that 1/2. So the whole number is 27, fractional part 1/2. So that should be the answer. And to verify if our answer is correct, we have to do long division. Okay, so that is 55 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring down 5. 7 times 2, 14. 15 minus 14 is 1. So that becomes that right there. That 27 and 1/2. So that is 27. And the remainder 1. And write down, copy the denominator. So that's the same thing as that. So 27 1/2. So our final answer over here is 27 1/2. The answer. So we are now on solving number 4 problem. We're now solving this 1 3/8 multiplied by 2 1/3. Okay, once again we have to convert these mixed fractions into an improper fraction. 1 3/8, 2 1/3. 8 times 1 is 8. We just carry over the denominator. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 3 is 11. And here 2 1/3. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So that's 7/3. So we can go ahead and multiply these mixed fractions now, convert it into improper fraction. So 1 3/8 is 11 over 8, multiplied by 2 1/3 is 7/3. Okay, can we cancel any of these factors of these numbers? We don't see anything, right? So all we have to do is multiply them. Multiply the numerator and multiply the denominator. Okay, so 11 times 7 is 77. Divided by 8 times 3 is 24. Now, 77 over 24 already. We can tell that this can be our answer now. But if needed, we can still reduce to or go convert it back to a mixed number. Since this is already an improper fraction, we have to convert back into a mixed number. So how to convert? Let's do that again over here. So 77 over 24. Now, we just copy the denominator over here. Okay. How many 24s you can get from out of 77? If you think, say, 2 24s, okay, we'll do that. So that means 2 times 24 is 48. Then plus, you have to write down 24 again. We have taken 48 out of 77 already. What remains of the 77 out of 48? That is 29, right? So 29 plus 48 is 77. So that's 29. How many 24s you can get out of 29? 1, right? So that's 24. Then plus, you still have the remainder. So you put down 24 again. What is left out of this 77 after subtracting all of this? So 24 plus 48, that is 72. What is remaining of that? This is 72. So add it up, that's 72. What remains of 77 is 5. So if you take a look, you add all this up, this should make up to 77. So that is 24 plus 5 is 29. Add up 29 to 48. It should be 77. So that's the one right there. Okay, so now we have to add this up. Okay, so let's go back here. So that is 48. That's 48 divided by 24. How many 24s right there? That's 2, right? So that's 2. Since 24 times 2 is 48, so that's 2. Plus 24 divided by 24 is 1. Plus remainder 5 over 24. Now we are here. All we have to do is add this up. So that is 2 plus 1 is 3. And add up that 5 and 24 fractional part. So that's the answer. That's 3 and 5 over 24. In here, there's a way to check our answer if it's correct. So we go back to this mixed number over here. So that's 3 and 5 over 24. Now let's find out if this answer over here, 77 over 24, is the same as 3 and 5 over 24. So go ahead and multiply this and add that to that. 24 times 3. So let's say 24 on the bottom. 24 times 3 is 72. Right? That's okay. 3 times 24 plus 5. Okay. Okay, so 24 times 3 is 72 plus 5 divided by 24. That is 72 plus 5 is 77 over 24. So that's the answer. So that's the same way as that one right there. 77 over 24. So you are now on problem number 5. We are solving this now second example from earlier. 2 and 3/5 multiplied by 4 and 2/3. So that's what we have here now. Okay, let's do it. So once again, convert that into an improper fraction. 2 and 3/5 and 4 and 2/3. Okay. Copy the denominator. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3 is 13. 4 and 2/3. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 2 is 14. So we have here now 13 over 5 multiplied by 14/3. That's 4 and 2/3. That's 14/3. Okay. So can we cancel any of these numbers? No. Okay, so let's proceed to multiplication. So we have here now 13 times 14. That is 182. Divided by 5 times 3 is 15. So now, is there any way we can reduce this lowest term, or we can convert it back into a mixed number? So let's do that. So that's 182 over 15 equals out of 182, how many 15s you can get from there? So let's start with bigger numbers. Let's say 150. 150 is exactly divisible by 15. That's 10. 10 times 15, that's 150. So, okay, so let's get another smaller part of that 182. We take away 150 out of 182. Remains is 32. How many 15s you can get out of 32? So 2 15s. So 2 15s, that's equivalent to 30. All right. And what remains is that, what's the remaining of that? 150 plus 30 is just 180. What remains out of that 182? That's 2, right? So that's 2 and 15. Okay. So, and now 150 over 15, that's 10. Plus 30 divided by 15 is 2. Plus the remainder 2 and 15s. Come up to this point where we can add those whole numbers. So 10 plus 2 is 12. Plus 2 15. Just add it up. 2 15s. So that's the answer. Now, how can we prove if our answer is right? Okay, so let's break it down again over here. Let's do it over here. 12 and 2 15s. Okay, once again, we go back to the basic of this. Turning a mixed fraction into an improper fraction. Okay, so let's do that. So multiply that and add that one right there. So 15 times 12. So that is 15 times 10 is 150 plus 30, 180. 180 plus 2 is 182 over 15. The other way to do this is by doing long division, right? 182 divided by 15. So let's do that. So 182 divided by 15. So 18 divided by 15 is 1. 1 times 15 is 15. 18 minus 15 is 3. Bring down 2. 32 divided by 15 is 2. 2 times 15 is 30. Remainder 2. So we come up to the same right there. So 12, the whole number, the remainder 2, and our divisor 15. So that's the same. Now it's your turn to solve this mixed fraction multiplication of mixed fractions. 2 and 1/4 multiplied by 2 and 3/8. I have here the answer provided for you really to compare with, so you can check your solution. Alright? In mastering something, like in this case, mastering how to multiply mixed fractions, all you need is get more practice doing multiplying mixed fractions, right? So that concludes our lesson today. Thanks for watching. So those new to my channel are encouraged to subscribe so you won't miss new videos relevant to your studies. I will see you in the next videos. Have a great day, guys.